guys. It's the dude that made that one laser designation video that got him a lot of hate from Battlefield 4. Brought to you by, what is this shit, Dice? Like, dude, look at this missile. What is this missile doing? It's not even going towards the helicopter. How do you do this, Dice? But to be honest, I just had to make this video because while we're too busy circle jerking about how for 3 seasons the javelin and the laser designator can go through walls, we're ignoring the blatant fact that laser designation is just dog shit in this game. Like, what happened to taking the model that succeeded in 4? Like, let's take a look at the facts over here. You can't lock through walls, which is the key feature of Javelin, so at that point, why not just use the AT4 anyway? You can only lock for 8 seconds compared to the 20 seconds on launch, which sounds overpowered until you realize that flares last a lot longer than what the game visually shows you, on top of the fact that you again need line of sight. But the biggest key factor is that without javelins locking through walls, there's no reason to use it over an AT4, and it fundamentally makes lasing useless. Like, it was fine in 4 that you required line of sight constantly because nobody else that used a launcher required it. That was the key point of it. And the top-down feature is really bad. Like, let me pull out a paint to demonstrate this, dude. So the black line is what this game currently uses in order to path for javelin missiles, when it should be the red, which is what BF4 used. This may seem like a pretty minor detail, but this actually wastes a lot of time. It basically makes it absolutely impossible to kill helis, and especially jets, when it takes this pathing. Combined with the fact that it went from 20 seconds on laser duration to 8 seconds sounds very bad because it is. This actually effectively killed any form of pub coordination, since even if you have a squad on the dime to utilize lasing, you need to relaze it immediately in order to actually fire on anything, because the lock time on a javelin is so long. This utterly kills any kind of pub usage of lasing to the maximum degree. But other than that fact, I genuinely don't see any reason to laze. The most it does is remove below the radar, but this doesn't matter when none of the launchers can utilize actually locking behind the terrain in question. If it did, it would actually be a very viable upgrade, but why would you use that when you could just use an AT4 and snipe them immediately? That way they don't have the ability to countermeasure that. Yeah, sure, the computer does the work for you, but is that really a benefit when countermeasures are so plentiful and long? Like, when was the last time you saw a heli actually get absolutely obliterated by a javelin? Probably not in a long time, if ever. Taking a solid 8 seconds to travel to a target that's 300 meters out is also really abysmal. I'm not sure why DICE actually decided this was greenlittable, but the Javelin is the slowest rocket out of literally all the rockets in the game. Like, anti-air missiles could snipe you across the map if they even deign your existence to be of an issue. Meanwhile, the Javelin decides to move like molasses through a bowl. I don't know, I'll probably conclude my rant here because I didn't put much effort into editing this video. I just wanted to get my rant and then hope this would actually get some fixes for this launcher and it doesn't just get left into the pile of useless garbage for the next couple seasons or however long this game will get supported. But unless it actually becomes a missile that's on par, if not better than the other missiles in terms of speed, actually becomes viable with laser designation by increasing its damage and its pathing, getting the pathing issues fixed in general, and most especially actually being able to utilize the purpose of a javelin, which is guidance behind terrain, and doesn't require line of sight. That just makes the AT4 more viable in every form. I personally do not see this launcher ever actually being used in a serious context. Even as a joke, I don't see it get used. DICE, please fix launcher.